Hi, friends. Happy Thursday. I am so excited to be here with you guys tonight, especially because I get to introduce one of my dear friends and coaches who is so deserving of hosting this call for you guys. But before I do that, I want to share my screen because I'm going to do some shout outs. And you guys, it is so crazy to me that it is the 5th of the month and how amazing our board is already. So let me show you. Oop, I need to move our face.
Now that we're recording, happy two-star day to Rachel. Yay! Sorry.
April, don't give me hives, okay? Don't make me nervous. Okay, so can everyone see this okay? Everyone can see my screen share? Okay, so on the board already, and you guys were only 5 days into the month. This is incredible. So Hannah has 4 SC, my hubby has 4, Nicole 4, Heather 2, Danielle 2, April 2, Justin, Janine, Janelle, Cassie, Liz, and Caitlin, all 2 SC already, which is amazing. And then as far as our leadership board, I'm just going to do the 250 and above volume. April, Heather, Carolyn, Melissa, myself, Carolyn Second Business Center, Nicole, Hannah, Emmy, and Morgan. So that is absolutely amazing. Top recruiters, people who have recruited 1 coach this month so far is Amy, April, Carolyn, Cassie, Danielle, Heather, Janelle, Justin, Katie, Caitlin, Natalie, Nicole, Samantha, Savannah, and I'm guessing that is Vincenza? Vincenza? And then 2+ coaches, my hubby with 3, Hannah with 2, Janine with 2, and Nicole with 2. You guys are absolutely killing it. Like 5 days in to the month and you guys are recruiting coaches like crazy. So I want to do an extra shout out to these special women who are earning their Success Starter ticket or on their way to earning it. So number 1, Jamie. She has officially qualified for her month 1 Success Starter, which is so excited. So she needs 2 more months and then she will win her free ticket to Summit. Congratulations, Jamie. This is such a huge accomplishment. Janine, same thing. She is in her 2nd month now. So if she hits Success Club this month, which she absolutely will, she will be in her 2nd month. And Janine is one of Hannah's coaches, and she's just a freaking rock star. Like, she is a month into the business. She's so close to hitting diamond already. She is just kicking butt and taking names. So look out for her because we're going to be seeing her face a lot more on here. Nicole, same thing. Nicole is a brand new coach. This is Kasey's coach. She's already recruited 2 coaches for this month. She is officially qualified for her 1st month of Success Starter. She's well on her way to earning her 2nd. And same thing. She is absolutely just kicking butt. And then, of course, Kasey, who is, as soon as she qualifies this month for Success Club, she will officially be a Success Starter, earning her ticket to Summit. Kasey also just hit Diamond this past week and has just been an absolute incredible coach to work with from the beginning. So I'm going to stop sharing. And it's so funny because I am like such a mama bear when it comes to my coaches. I get like really emotional talking about them. So I'm going to try not to be like that. But honestly, I didn't tell Kasey this until she actually hit Diamond because I didn't want to jinx anything. But the reason why Kasey's talking on the subject she is because I noticed something about her that I hadn't noticed previously with working with coaches. And it's not just that she's ridiculously young. She's 22 years old. She's a pre-med student. She works. She's a mom of a 2-year-old baby girl. She's busy. She volunteers at a nonprofit. It's not just that. It's that she always had this confidence in herself that I never even had. Like, you know, so many of us, when we come into this business, we have so much personal growth that needs to happen for us to grow into that leadership routine or that leadership role. I'm sorry. But with Kasey, you know, the thing is when I would set goals with her and I would be like, okay, I need you to sign 2 coaches this week, or you're going to hit Emerald like tomorrow. She'd just be like, oh yeah, I can do it. Like, no problem. I absolutely know I can. And when we talk about her goals for the end of the year, it's just a sure thing. Like, she just knows and has that confidence and belief in herself that she can do it. And you guys, that is so powerful. It is so powerful off the bat as a brand new coach to know where you stand, to have belief in yourself, to have belief in this business, to have belief in your vision as to where you're going, where you're taking your family, and where your team's going. So I think it's so important to hear her story and just have her share her heart with you guys on being, having confidence as a new coach and really just seeing success early on. So it is my absolute pleasure to announce our brand new Diamond Coach, Kasey. I'm so excited to hear from you, love.
Okay, can you guys hear me? Okay, awesome. Well, I just want to start with thank you, Rachel. That literally means the world to me. Yeah, and I like that she brought up right away that it's not because of my age, because that was actually something that I always thought that people would think is it's just because I'm young and it's just because I can stay up late and I'm in college and so I know what the grind life is like. But you guys, that is seriously not it at all. And even though confidence is something that I grew up with, there was a period of time in my life where I lost that. I was bullied a lot in high school just because of being who I was. I was always so confident in who I was, and other people didn't like that. Especially in high school, I grew up in the social media age, and people tended to attack me rather than love on me for just being who I was. And so you can only imagine how freaking terrified I was when I was 19 and I took a pregnancy test and it was positive. I was always somebody who just knew where she was going in life. And when I took that test, you guys, I was so scared, and it was just an infinite amount of worry just rushed over me because I thought I was on some path and I knew where I was going, and it just took like a right turn. Little did I know that that was like the exact turn that I needed, but you have no idea how unconfident I felt just being a young mother and being who I was. I really lost that for a while in my life, and it wasn't until honestly a couple months before I started coaching when I was like, where is that girl? Where is that fire? Where is the little girl that would, light up the room? Where is that girl? I want to be her again, you guys. And so I knew right away that I needed to have something in my life that was going to help me get back that little girl. And then Rachel popped into my life. We honestly don't even remember, I don't remember her following me. I just remember following her back, obviously. And I had no freaking clue who she was. I had no idea what she did, but I just knew that she was waking up before I was waking up and going to bed after I was going to bed. And so I didn't know what she did. I had no freaking clue. So when she popped into my inbox, I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. There was no hesitation for me. There was no second guessing, you guys. And that is honestly, truly just because I knew that God was sending me a gift and he was answering my prayer. It's like that story that somebody told, I think it was Rachel, about the guy with the hurricane, and God sends you a boat and a helicopter. And then you're just like, hey, why didn't you save me? But it's like, no, you need to listen to the things that God is giving in your life. So absolutely 100%. This has helped me in every single way possible. And so I'm really excited to share with you guys the things that I know are like big busters for people, the things that I know that are going to help build your confidence, and why having confidence in yourself and in your business and your vision and where you're going is so, so, so important for your business and literally just for your life and your soul. So I have a couple big busters that I'm going to talk about. So if you guys have any more, I can answer any questions and try and help specifically with something you might be struggling with at the end. But there was a couple that I wanted to touch on. So just right off the bat, confidence for me is just really being able to harness your superpower. And so we all have a superpower, and in a lot of cases, your superpower is also going to be the thing that's going to hold you back, or the thing that is also you're worrying about constantly. You just have to be able to harness it and make it about you. It's just truly your ability to be authentically who you are supposed to be, and then to just do it and be confident in knowing that you are exactly who you're supposed to be. And I like to think a lot about confidence as this escalator metaphor. So it's like you're trying to run up an escalator that's going down. You have to continually build yourself up, up, up. If you get to the top and then you think you're done, you're going to end up right back down at the bottom. So confidence is something that you have to continually be growing. And how freaking cool is it that literally one of the vital behaviors of our company is to continue to do that? That is seriously a vital behavior. That has to be a non-negotiable, you guys. And I promise you, if you're doing that vital behavior, you're going to see your confidence grow, even if you're working at it slowly, you guys. I am so slow at reading books because I honestly get super tired when I read. I don't know why. I could be so interested in the book and still get tired from it, but I read it and I'm taking things away from it. And it's helping so much. Okay. So now to get to the busters. Number one, this I'm going to just flat out say is something that I never struggled with, and I have never struggled with, but I see a lot of other people struggling with. So I want to touch on it. And it's about not having discipline, whether that's not having the discipline to stay consistent in your workout routine or in your meal plan or in your business. I see a lot of people who tell me they struggle with inconsistency. And honestly, this probably just has to do with who I am, but I never struggled with being able to do that. And I think a big part of that is because I create urgency in my life. Like Rachel said, I'm a college student. We live on our own. We live in the city. We have a 2-year-old daughter. We pay for her to go to daycare. So I knew when I signed up for something, I was not signing up for something that I wasn't going to build and create freedom in my life. I knew I don't have the extra time for that. I don't have the extra money for that. And so I knew coming into this that this wasn't just something that I was going to mess around with. This was something that I needed to take seriously, because if I didn't take it seriously, then it wasn't going to show up in my life like it was serious, and I wasn't going to be able to continue doing it. And so if you're struggling with having inconsistency, then create that urgency and just know that you have to be the one to create that. You have to tell yourself that. So it's kind of like, it reminds me a lot of growing up playing soccer when I was little, you guys. Nobody was forcing me to go to practice. Nobody was making me do any of those things, but I felt like I had to earn my spot. I played up a couple levels in soccer, and I was always in the AP classes and stuff, and I was always trying to challenge myself. And I knew that I needed to earn that spot there, because it was a privilege to be there, just like it's a privilege to be on this team and to be a part of and be one with all of you amazing women. And I can't tell you how much it meant to me to literally just join a group of women who were like me, you guys, because I'm 22, and I swear to God, there is not another 22-year-old out there who is going to grind like me, who is going to do all of the things I do. Like, it's just so hard to find people who are like me. And I can't tell you how much of a privilege it is to me to be able to be here with all of you guys. And so that creates urgency for me. And that means so much to me. And I know that I have to earn my spot on this team. And that doesn't mean it's not like a mean girls thing where you guys are going to kick me out if I don't do good. But that just means I'm creating the urgency for myself to be able to do those things. And that it shows up in my business, you guys. So create that sense of urgency. I feel like a lot of things that might hold you back is if you already have a full-time income, you guys, create the urgency and stop thinking about making the money and replacing the income, and start thinking about what will happen in your life when you can do that, when you have the time to do that. It's going to give you so much more than just quitting your job or just freeing up your life. Think about the opportunities that you're going to have once you can do those things. And I promise you, that sense of urgency it'll just be there. It'll show up. Earn your spot. You guys all deserve your spot. So now earn it. And then another thing, if you struggle with inconsistency a lot, and that just has to go back to being disciplined and knowing when you wake up every morning, you're waking up for your why, break your goals down into smaller steps. So this is something that I really like to do with my coaches. Is I sit down with them and I'm okay, if your diamond date is here, then we know, and you have this many coaches, it's a numbers thing. It's not hard to figure out how many people you need to get by a certain time. And if you can break it down, it's the same thing as Success Club, you guys. Success Club is signing up 3 people a month. If you can do that, think about how easy it is to sign up 3 people in a month. If you even just try to get 1 person a week, you're going to hit Success Club, and that's going to be great for your business. You're going to earn your Success Starter. If you're new, you're going to get so many things. You're going to get free t-shirts and free stuff. So it's not hard to do. It's just literally about breaking it down and making it sound doable. You guys, I've gotten to Success Club in a single day. I woke up one day, wasn't at Success Club, and then I was there before I went to bed that night. So hitting Success Club isn't hard. It's just about deciding that you're going to do it and knowing that it's literally 3 people. You guys, there's 7 billion plus people in this world. And if you can't find 3, you're just not working hard enough. So that's number 1. And I really encourage everybody who is struggling with discipline, break down your goals, and I promise you will hit them. And then the next 2 things are going to be things that I really struggled with growing up and things that I still have to continuously work at to overcome today. So the second one is just being the absolute queen of comparisons, you guys. We are all queens, but I promise you, if you're the queen of comparison, it's just not going to be a good time for you. This was a big struggle for me because I am just somebody who always thought I knew what was right. And I always just have a very strong moral compass that's leading me along my way. And so when things happen to me or when things change in my life, I quickly start to compare myself and be okay, well, where's everybody else at? And how is everybody else doing? And is that okay, you guys? I knew coming into this business that if I wanted to see success, I had to stop the comparison game. And I knew that right away. I told April this on our call earlier. I don't even know how long it takes people to hit diamond on average, you guys. And I think that's something that helps me, because when you start comparing yourself, one of 2 things is going to happen. You're going to compare yourself to people who you think are better than you, and you're going to make yourself feel bad. Or you're going to compare yourself to people who you know that, or who you feel like you're doing better than, and you're going to make yourself comfortable. So those are two things you don't want to do. You don't want to make yourself feel bad, and you don't want to make yourself feel comfortable. There is this happy medium where growth is going to take place, and it's between that. And you will never not be good enough if you're comparing yourself to other people. I don't know if I said that right, so I'll elaborate. As long as you continue to compare yourself to anybody else, you're never going to be good enough. But the second you just worry about you, then you're good enough, because there's nobody else to compare it to. There's nobody else around you who you can even gauge yourself on and think about. This reminds me a lot of when I went skydiving, and I asked the guy, I was like, is this going to feel like I'm going really fast? And he was like, no, because when you drive in a car, you know how fast you're going because how the things that are passing you by, that's how you tell how fast you're going. But when you're literally falling from the sky, you don't even know how fast you're going because there's nothing around you to gauge it. It's just you and the sky. So picture yourself, be alone in the sky, be okay with being alone in the sky, because you don't need things to gauge you, because they're either holding you back or they're setting you back. And another big thing that we just all have to know and understand is that we are all made as like children of God. And so we need to know and understand that we already have a seat at his table. But the thing is, like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. So as much as I can tell you, and as much as you may know that your seat is there and it has your name on it and nobody else can sit in that seat, we can't force you to take it. You have to decide to take it. And when you decide to take it, you're deciding to let him know that you fully accept the person that he has created you to be, that you are going to live your life the best way possible that you can in honor of that. And you're going to take your seat and you're going to sit down and you're going to put your ass to work, okay? And you are going to fulfill every single thing that he has already destined for your life, because he has given us all so many great things and so many great tools. But he can't force us to take our seat, you guys. So if you need to get up and walk away, guess what? Your seat is still going to be there. So just know that whatever, like, I literally have chills right now, because that just, like, knowing that my seat is there. And if I get up and walk away, you guys, you don't know how many times I felt like I got up and walked away. And every single time my seat was always there. Nobody else was sitting there. It was always right there. So just take your seat and then put your head down and do your work. You know what you have to do, whether that we're all in different seasons of life and different seasons of our business, but I know that everybody here knows what to do. So just put your head down and do it, and take your seat and be confident in knowing that that seat's for you. And that's my little spiel on comparisons. That is something that I still struggle with every single day. But I really, no, I do not have a podcast. That's funny. That's like the only comment I've read so far. But yeah, you guys, comparisons is something that's really going to hold you back. So until you stop comparing, it's going to continue to hold you back. And I just want each and every one of you to know that, like, if you need somebody to hype you up, like, follow me on Instagram, I'll follow you back, and like message me on a daily basis. I don't care. Like, this is not like a scarcity kind of thing where it's like, if you're eating, I'm not eating. Like, we're all going to eat together, and we're all going to, hang out at New Leaders Conference together, and we're going to go to the Diamond Retreat together, and we're going to go to Summit together, and we're going to do it all together. Okay. Like, I don't want to do it alone. So just know that, like, my inbox is always open. I will literally be your personal hype girl if you need me to. Yes, Hannah and Super Weekend. Woo, we get to meet Elise. I'm so excited. Okay, and then another thing that is a total confidence buster, you guys, and this was a big buster for me as well, still is sometimes, is other people's thoughts and opinions. And I really liked what April put on her story yesterday, is that Jennifer from high school who bullied you and maybe like started a rumor about you, or maybe she posted your phone number on on Craigslist and made it like a sex ad. You guys, that literally happened to me. A girl in high school did that to me, and I was having random men text me, you guys. Like, when I say I was bullied, I mean I was bullied. That things like that happened to me, and I struggled so much with wanting to know what other people thought about me, because my character is really important to me, and I know who I am, and I'm confident in who I am. And so if somebody else wasn't confident in who I was, then I was going to show them, you guys. And that is a big strength that I have, because then I'm going out of my way to really build connections with people and make sure they know who I am. And I'm just being that servant leader. But it's also my fault, because there's just some people who are not going to see you for who you truly are. And you cannot make them see you the way that you want them to be seen. It's not black and white. And not everything's going to work out the way you want it to. And there's going to be times when we just fail so hard. And we just have to get up and accept the fact that those people, they're not going to pay my bills. Those people, they're not going to send my little brother and sister to college. They are not going to do all of the things that are behind your why. And so stop caring. Something that I did for so long until recently, you guys, was when I would make a post, I would literally put my phone down. That's when I was setting my timer to do homework. And then I would come back an hour later, and guess what? A, I didn't die. B, like literally nothing bad happened. And C, who even cared, you guys? The reason why there's an unfollow button on social media is because they're going to unfollow you if they don't want you, if they don't want to follow you. If they don't like what you have to offer them, then they're going to unfollow you. But you better be damn confident that you have something amazing to offer them. And you've seen the other people's lives on here who it's changed. Like, people have lost hundreds of pounds and people have been able to leave their jobs. So you know you have something to offer that is amazing. And if they don't want to see it, they're just going to unfollow you. And they're doing you a favor, because now you don't have to send them an invite every month for them to just ignore you. So you're not wasting your time building a connection that's never going to happen, because this person doesn't even care who you are. And they're just weeding themselves out, you guys. And your vibe is going to attract your tribe. So you just want your tribe on your feed. You don't want to see anybody else. Nobody else wants to see you, and that's okay. Like, we are all so different, but we're all so similar in certain ways. And so we have to know that the people who are going to be on our social media are the people who want to be there. That's the big place where people get caught up with other people's opinions. But like, when was the last time that somebody like actually legitimately like commented something mean on your picture? Like, probably never. That's literally never happened to me, you guys. Even when I was in high school, like, people don't do that on your page. Like, they would rather talk about you privately and let them talk about you privately, and you're never going to know. And that's the best part about it. And you just have to accept too that like, there's going to be times when you mess up, you guys. Like, I have literally sent people messages with the wrong names. Like, I have sent voice messages to the wrong people. Like, I have literally invited the same person like 4 days in a row on accident. Like, things like that are going to happen, and it's going to be okay. And you can never say the wrong thing to the right person. So just know that like, the right people are going to be there for you when they're ready. And just let it go. You just have to like, just take a deep breath when you're going to post something that you're scared about, or just anything. Take a deep breath and count down from 5, and then just do it anyways. That is something that you're just going to have to practice that literally every single day, because sometimes there's still things that I don't want to post or that I don't want to talk about. Because I get so concerned with what other people may think about me, or, you know, with what Sally from 2nd grade is going to think about me. And you guys, just forget about Sally. Sally doesn't matter. You can literally make Sally unfollow you if you don't want her to follow you. There is a way to do that on Instagram. So you can make them unfollow you if you don't want them to see your stuff anymore. So those are the big busters that I thought about, you guys. Yes. Bye, Sally. See ya, girl. So now I'm going to go into the boosters, you guys, because I am not going to just bring up all of our dirty laundry without like giving you a solution for it. So I want you guys, I watched like a couple videos, on specifically on confidence, and like Rachel said, I'm a pre-med person. So it was specific about the brain aspect of confidence and stuff like that. And it was just insane. But one thing that kept coming up was that we have the ability to be in control of our brains. And a lot of people think that our brain controls us, and in a way it does, but we also have the ability to feed our brain the things that we want it to tell us. And so ask yourself every single day, how different would my life be if I loved myself and spoke to myself like I do to the other people who I love? Think about that. Like, how empowering is that? And then if you're waking up every single day and thinking about how different your life is going to be, guess what? It's going to start to be different. And you're going to start to show yourself the same love that you show other people in your life who you know are so deserving of it. And I've been like this my whole life, you guys. I am so able to show up for other people and for people who I love way better than myself. I bet a lot of people are, especially if you're a mom. You know what it's like to love somebody unconditionally, but you might not know what it's like to love yourself unconditionally. So think about it every single day. How different would my life be if I loved myself and spoke to myself like I did to the people who I love? Okay, so now multiple things that you can do that are going to help you boost your confidence, you guys. Number one, I already talked about this, but literally one of the vital behaviors and non-negotiable for coaches is doing personal development. Something that has helped me, you guys, because I was just like in this like little mood for a little bit where I was just like listening to audibles and playing them on my way to school. And that was great, but guess what? Like, it was in one ear, out the other. And so I wasn't even taking anything away from it. The point of doing personal development is to like development yourself in a personal way. So you don't want to just listen to something like it's music. You have to be able to be like comprehending, understanding, taking in, and putting to action the things that you're reading. So if it takes you longer to read something, that's better, because I would rather people take a little bit longer and actually get something out of what they've just read than just speed read, 800 books in a year. Like, there's no purpose in doing that, because you're not going to grow from that. You're going to grow from taking the time, journaling. I have a journal, and every single day I write down what my takeaway is. And so do something like that. Just make sure you're taking away something. And also, I literally cannot stress this enough. You have to be reading something that is pertinent to where you are at in your life. So if you're somebody who is really struggling with your confidence, don't go read something like the 10X rule, because the chances are you don't even have actions to 10X yet, because you're so hung up on yourself, and all that's going to do is make you feel worse. So read a book that is about building your confidence and about, finding your peace from within, before you go and try and read something that's going to tell you to do something that you haven't even started to do yet, because you're so hung up on yourself. And if you're in that, just know that it's okay. And there's tons of other people who are out there, and there's so many books and recommendations out there that you can read in order to develop yourself on a personal level. There's just so many other options out there. You don't have to do what somebody else is doing because it's working for them. Like, we are all a team, yes, but like, we are all in charge of our own, sorry if you can hear that. We are all in charge of our own businesses and our own lives. So do something that is going to help you. Don't just do something that somebody else is doing because it's helping them. And then, so another big thing that I would say is a huge confidence booster is figuring out your why and not your what. I think a lot of people get this really confused. So I'm going to get vulnerable, and I'm going to tell you mine, and I'm going to show you the difference between your why and your what. So one of my things is I want to send my little brother and sister to school, but that's my what. That's what I want to do. Why do I want to do that? Because I know that I'm going to create an opportunity for them that I didn't have, because I'm putting myself through college, but I'm going to create that opportunity for my little brother and sister who I know are not going to create it for themselves. There's a difference there. Sure, is it great that I want to send them to college? Yes, but that's not what I'm going to think about when I have to get up at 5 in the morning and I went to bed at 11. What gets me up is knowing that I'm creating an opportunity for them, you guys. And I've even told their friends, their closest friends, I'm like, if you show me that you deserve it, I'll pay for your school too. So they're like, I have people who are relying on me, and I know that I am creating an opportunity for them that some of them would not have if it weren't for me. And guess what? When I don't want to get up out of bed, because that's literally so many days in my life, I'm not different from other people in the fact that I like to sleep. But I just have that strong why. Another one, you guys, I want to be able to send my dad to rehab. He has struggled with addiction for a majority of my adult life, probably ever since I got out of high school. And that's awesome. Isn't it like so great to be able to give him back his life, really, because he can't find it on his own? But that's what I want to do. Why do I want to do that? I want to do that because my child and my nephew and my 2 younger siblings deserve to have the man in their life that I did growing up. There's a difference between wanting to send somebody to rehab and knowing that there's people in our life who deserve to have him back as a person that he was meant to be, not as somebody who's addicted to drugs. And there's just such a big difference, you guys. That hits my soul. That lights my heart on fire. But wanting to send him to rehab doesn't. It doesn't give you the same effect. So don't get your what confused with your why, you guys. Maybe you want to do something like this too. Maybe you want to teach other women who find themselves in a similar situation as you, that they're going to be more than just a statistic. But why do I want to do that, you guys? Because they deserve to know that this is not just a world for men anymore. And we are absolutely capable of creating the life that we want to live. And I can't even tell you guys how many people I know in my life who literally, when they found out I was pregnant, not only did they tell me that I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do anymore, but they told me I didn't deserve to do the things that I wanted to do anymore. And this wasn't just random people. This was men who I've been close with my whole life. This was men in my family. This was neighbors who I've grown up with my whole life, you guys. And how freaking sad is it that people just think that your situation defines you? It absolutely does not. And I'm going to be somebody who shows other people that that's not the case. And so there's a difference between your what and your why. And you have to know that difference, because your what is awesome and it's great and it's going to be so amazing once you get there. But guess what? It won't be what gets you out of bed in the morning. Like, I can speak to that 100%. I was really confused with the difference at first. And then when I was able to really understand the difference and play off of the difference and find the emotion attached to my what, or to my why, that was a game changer. And I promise that it'll be a game changer for you, because you're never going to wake up in the morning and think about those things and be like, no, they don't deserve it. Like, no, my siblings don't deserve to have a good dad. And no, my daughter doesn't deserve to have grandpa. You're never going to do that. I would never do that. And neither would you. So really understand the difference, find that emotional attachment, and create that urgency to know that it's going to happen for you, but you have to put in the work. And then another thing, you guys, this is just going to be tough love, but just doing the things, you guys. When was the last time you got a workout in and you regretted it? When was the last time you sent 50 invites and felt bad about yourself? When was the last time you did anything you were supposed to do and felt crappy? Literally never. So even if there's days when you don't feel like doing it, again, count backwards from 5 and then just do it, because you're never going to feel bad after doing it. You're going to feel great after you did it. And you're going to be so freaking proud of yourself that you did it. And you're going to know that when the next time comes around, you're going to be able to think back to that time and question yourself, like, how this was on the national wake up call, you guys. You're going to think back and be like, how have I handled this successfully before? And it's going to remind you how you've handled it and then how you're going to be able to handle it again in the future, you guys. And that's really just showing up and doing the vital behaviors and, marking those X's on your challenge tracker, you guys. I love marking X's off. I love crossing things off a to-do list. So that's why I print it out, and that's why I do the things, because I just like to cross things off a list. That's just who I am. So if that's who you are, then print it off and cross things off your list. Make your own list, you guys. You don't have to send 60 invites a day, but you have to come up with a number that is a non-negotiable for you. And I'll tell you that right now, like, it says at least 5 on my challenge tracker app, for whatever that thing is called. 5 isn't enough if you want to build a business. So maybe like add zeros to, I think it used to say like 30 or 3 to 5. So like add zeros, 30 to 50. And like, that's where you're going to see traction. And make sure some of those invites are going to be to the coaching opportunity too. But if you want to build a business, all you have to do is the vital behaviors. Like, that's you guys, I have literally watched every YouTube video out there from Beachbody, seriously, every single one. And every top leader says, do the vital behaviors and it'll happen for you. So you just, and guess what? Once you do them, you're never going to feel bad about doing them. You're going to feel so great and so proud. And so the next day you're going to want to do them again, because you're going to get that feeling of like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. So those are the boosters that I wanted to share with you guys for things that have worked for me and for things that I know will help other people. But now I'm going to move into like why being confident and having confidence is going to help you move your business forward, because like being confident is so amazing and it's so fun, but there also is a business aspect to this. And so just know that when you find your confidence, your business is going to reflect that. So I think I already said this, but like your vibe attracts your tribe, you guys. And so the second you start showing up on your social media as confidently you, like other people are going to come out of the waterworks and just be thankful that you started doing that, because it's going to allow them to be them. And what a gift that is. Like, we can give other people the gift of allowing them to become who they want to be or who they feel like they're supposed to be, or get themselves back to where they were before they fell into some sort of slump. And so go out there and be energetic and be fun and be real and be unpredictable and create that fear of missing out and create a team atmosphere that you would want to be a part of, you guys. That it reminds me so much. I just continue to think back to my days in soccer, and I wanted so bad to be on the team that was above me in an age level. They were 2 grades above me, and I wanted so bad to be on that team because they had fun and their team was amazing and they won. And you know what I did? I started doubling up on practices. I would go to my practice and I would go to their practice until I earned my spot on their team. And then you know what I did? I didn't stop there. Then I kept doing that. Even though I already earned my spot on their team, I still went to 2 practices every single day of the week because I wanted to earn my spot and I wanted to keep it. And I wanted to be the girl who was going to show out those girls who were 2 years older than me, you guys. And it was so amazing. You guys have no idea how great of a feeling it was for their coach to tell them, if she keeps beating you, she's 14, you're 16. If she keeps beating you, then you're going to run, you guys. Create that sense of urgency. Like, this isn't a competition, but create that sense of urgency and know that you have a whole team of people who are on your side. And we've earned our spot already, or we've got our spot already, and we're going to earn it and we're going to do the work. And I'm just such a competitive person, but it's not like a dog eats dog world. It's like a competitive, like, we're going to run together and it's going to be fun and we're just all going to do all the things and it's just going to happen for all of us. Like, it is not lonely at the top. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that or if you needed to hear it, but it is not crowded at the top. That's what I meant to say. And so there's plenty of room for all of us, you guys. It's just making that decision and being confident in who you are and knowing that you can get there. And then also, like, being confident is way better for you to be able to build relationships, because if you're confident and you're exuding some light, it's going to draw people in, and they're going to come to you, and they're going to talk to you, and they're going to want to know what the heck it is you're doing. And sure, maybe they're not going to sign up, but you know what? You still built that relationship with somebody, and now you have a friend. Now you have someone who you can talk to. And honestly, in today's day and age, like the more friends, the better, because it's just so crazy, you guys. Life is crazy. And so the more people who you have, even if they're not signing up as a coach, and even if they're not signing up as a challenger, you guys, you probably have so many fans that you don't even know about, you guys. That's like, I have 300 of people who watch my stories every day, but do I have hundreds of coaches? No, you guys, these are just people who I am literally giving them free value by showing up every single day with my radiance and with my light and with who I am. And they love that, you guys. That's why they watch me, because I'm fun to them. And they love it. And I love it, you guys. There is nothing more amazing to me than getting a message from somebody and they're like, I don't know what you do, but I just wanted to tell you that, like, you just made my day with that story, because I talked about like how I put on my makeup wrong and I pulled the thing out instead of using the pump. You guys, like things like that, like just talk about you and just be you. Just talk about the things that you're doing. And I promise you, like, there is literally people out there who are going to love it. They might not ever sign up, but who freaking cares? Like, if you can be the sunshine and just that little spark of joy in somebody's life, then do it. And it's just going to make you feel better, and it's just going to make you feel more confident. And then I wanted to throw this last bit in there because I've talked with a lot of people and I've seen a lot of things. And I just want everybody to know that diamond is not the destination, you guys. It can't be the destination. Sure, is it amazing? And does it feel great to hit it? Absolutely. But it doesn't mean that I make more money than you. It just means maybe I have the opportunity to make more money because I'm going to cycle at a higher amount of dollars. It doesn't mean that I'm more successful. It just means that maybe I worked a little bit harder and maybe a little bit smarter. It literally doesn't mean anything other than I put in the work, and that is all it's going to take is hard work. You're going to have to talk to people. You're going to have to put yourself out there, but it's just hard work, you guys. And so if you can just do that hard work, like, you're going to get there. And imagine how confident you're going to feel, like when you hit emerald, and then when you hit diamond, and like when you're so close to diamond. And like, you guys, like, there is nothing that's going to light your fire more than just knowing that, like, oh my gosh, like, I'm almost a diamond. I'm almost a diamond, you guys. Like, that lit my fire so much. Like, I can't even tell you how many invites I sent on a daily basis when I was almost a diamond. Like, honestly, probably almost 100, you guys, because I just wanted to be there. And it was just something that lit my fire, you guys. But I know that that's not the end destination for me, because I'm going to continue to build because I know that diamond's cool and it's awesome, but there is so much more, you guys. And there's a difference between wanting the freedom that top coaches have and the things that they get to do and all of the stuff. There's a difference between wanting that and then actually believing you can have it. And I came in to this knowing that all it was going to take for me to do hard work, and I could have it, you guys. And that is so important. You have to know that you are totally capable and wholeheartedly, like, you have to believe that you can have those things too, and that you can do those things too. But you have to show up, you have to do the work, you have to do all the other things. But you, like, your mindset is so huge. You have to know that you can actually do it, and that it's not just some person on a pedestal, you guys. I don't know if you've ever like met or seen any of the top coaches, like when at our Super Saturday, Kelsey Hill, she lives in our area, so she was there, you guys. And I was so dumbfounded, you guys, because we place these people on a pedestal, and then you're like, oh my gosh, wait, she's just normal. Like, she's literally just a person. And that's all it is. Like, they're not special. They just do really hard work, and they show up every day, and they don't set limiting beliefs for themselves. And they knew that diamond wasn't the destination. That was just a stepping stone in building their business. So they keep learning and they keep evolving. And that's what I want everybody to do, because the more you learn, the more you evolve, and the better you're going to feel better, you guys. You're going to just start radiating confidence that you didn't even know you had. And it's just going to like come out of nowhere. And you're going to be like, who is this girl, you guys? Like, who is she? Who is showing up on my stories every day? Like, I don't know her, but I'm here for her. And so if you want to know what it is like to be successful, then you just have to start acting like it. Act like you're successful. I love this quote. It's you dress for the job you want, not the job you have. And so every day, just wake up and put on your big girl undies, and just know that, like, you are absolutely 100% capable. Just find that inner confidence within and do the things you have to do to get there. And just soar. That is all I have.
Well, I don't even know if I can speak. I might start crying again. Kasey, there was just so many mic drops in that. And I am like, I'm just like dumbfounded. I'm so dumbfounded. I knew this call was going to be incredible because obviously if you guys don't see, like, there are other people on our team who come on and hop on late at night, but almost every night it's me and Kasey, and we just talk and we grow and we learn and we hustle. And, we talk about what we want for our family, and we talk about why we're showing up, and we complain to each other when we have to set our alarm super early when we're exhausted, working so late till midnight at night. But just hearing her vision, I hope that she lit a fire under you as much as she did even me, because it's just incredible. It's just incredible to be able to know that you have that vision and to know that all of us are so capable of it. So I'm just so proud of you. I'm like such a proud mama bear right now, Kasey. You just absolutely killed it. Thank you so much for lighting a fire inside of us and just believing in us. And the fact that you even said that about God, like always having a seat at his table, and that it's always there for us. Like even when we need to walk away, I think that's so important. Kasey and I even talked about that last night. There's so many people in different stages of life. There's people who are in newborn stages that aren't the same as where I am right now, because I actually have sleeping children. But there's so many different phases and seasons of life, but just like Kasey said, that seat's always going to be there. Like you come back to it and what's important and what you need to show up for. And if you're doing the vitals, if you're doing nothing else but the vitals, you're still going to see success in the season of life you're in, but you just got to show up for it. You just got to show up for yourself, and you got to show up for your family. April, do you want to add anything?
I freaking love you, Kasey. I kept like seriously sitting there, and like this next month in April, it'll be 7 years that I've been a coach, and you as a coach, you just remind me so much of myself when I first became a coach, because I never looked back. Like we both were the kind of person like learned about the opportunity. Okay, I'm in. And just like, I lived in YouTube. I watched everything I could get my hands on. Somebody told me to do it, I'm going to do it. And that is honestly like when I see characteristics for myself because I work my business very different now than I did in the beginning. Like I put in my hustle. I still hustle. I still show up. You guys see me showing up, but it's very different now versus, when I was really, really grinding and building my business. And that's the freedom that you get to enjoy for putting in the hustle now to be able to, guys, I made such an incredible cycle bonus because you guys are kicking butt. I'm like able to work my business 1 to 2 hours a day in newborn life and making bigger paychecks than I've ever made because you guys are hustling for your dreams right now. And that's because of what you're doing right now. Just know that it's hard and maybe you sleep less and you're digging in, but a couple of years from now, like this is going to pay off and you're going to be like, 1 to 2 hours a day and making more money, obviously Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success, but that to me is just like, I love seeing those characteristics in really driven coaches. And I know you're just going to take it so far. So one of the takeaways that I loved that I just wanted to remind so many people that I think really need this is when you said, as long as you're comparing yourself to somebody else, you're holding yourself back. And I just think that is so true. And we all need to remind ourselves, and even Kasey, don't compare yourself to Kasey and think like, I could never do that. Like, she's just so good. I've already been a coach so long and she did it in 4 months. So how can I do it? It doesn't matter how long you've been a coach. The fact is you deciding right here, right now, that you are going to hustle and you're going to take everything that you heard tonight and put it into action, and stop caring what people think of you. Stop caring what people might think of your stories or your posts or whatever, and start thinking about your why. And like she said, your why and not just your what. And then the last thing that I wrote with a little star was be okay with being alone in the sky. And I loved that so much. Like, just absolutely incredible. I love that you have so much going on and you prepared so awesomely for this call, and that we're just blessed to be able to know you, to hear from you. And it was everything. I know so many people here. If what she said tonight spoke to you, send her a little sweet message, tag her on Instagram on your stories, and let her know how much you needed this call tonight, because then, like, you know, we appreciate your time. We know you're busy. That's it.
Of
Kasey,
course.
drop your Instagram in the notes there. And we need a picture too.
Yeah. Did anybody have any questions? I can answer, like, or if you have something like that you're willing to say that you're like actually really struggling with, or you can just text me or message me. I'll help you.
Yeah, make sure you get the 2 A's in her Instagram name.
Yeah, don't go find the fake profile that people made of me in high school to bully me. Don't tag that one.
I did that. All right,
That's happened
I'm gonna
before.
stop the recording.